Welcome into Bama Central 3 and Out with Mason Smith and Joey Blackwell. I'm Katie Wyndham. Tuesday night, Alabama basketball had its first road game of the season, came away with the win at South Alabama. It was a very late tip-off, later than most fans are used to between two teams in the Central Time Zone at 9 p.m. But I think in a way that may have helped Alabama and kind of lessen the crowd down there. Mason, we'll start with you. You were covering the game. You talked to Nate Oates last night after. Why was this kind of the perfect first road game for Alabama with some of the adversity they faced, but still were able to come away with the win?
Yeah, Kate, I think it's the same message he's been preaching all year in terms of the offense not being there all the time, but the efforts still remain. It was very impressive to see how Alabama continued to attack the glass from start to finish, highlighted by Noah Clowney's 15 rebounds. But it's just really important the fact that Alabama can maintain their energy regardless of how the team is doing or how the trend is acting at that particular time. I think one thing they have to look forward to is the turnovers, and of course that was a lot again last night. But again, when you're a young squad, when you have a lot of talent and a lot of transfers of freshmen that you're trying to integrate, some games are going to be tough, and it especially happen on the road. But the sooner they can get past that, the sooner they can understand what it's like to play away from their home environment, the sooner they can become more acclimated and execute just like they would at home.
Yeah, I think this was, kind of like what we were talking about before we started recording. This is a great opportunity for them to be on the road and in their own home state. So, the crowd there's gonna be a lot of Bama fans there. So it kind of equals out, but you're playing in a new gym, and that always comes with this new set of challenges. I thought that they, played really well last night. Turnovers were obviously a concern, but like Mason just said, this team has already proved that they can win when the shots aren't falling. They did so last night. Now the shots weren't terrible. They still were 10 of 35 from beyond the arc. But they were only 32.4% from the floor. So you'd like to see those numbers tick up. But one thing that really impressed me was its rebounding. Obviously on the game, they had, I believe it was 63 rebounds. 38 of those were offensive. So taking away a lot of scoring opportunities. And that can be this team's bread and butter, how they win games, is if you're able to get so many offensive rebounds. Every time you do that, you keep the team you keep the opposition from getting the ball and potentially going down the field. I'm still in football mode. Down the court and scoring. So I really like that they were still able to rebound really well on the road. Obviously, with the Phil Knight Invitational next week, it's going to be a lot more hostile environment. It's going to be a lot further away from home. But the game against South Alabama was definitely a great warm-up game to kind of, get their feet wet before a tough road stretch.
Yeah, Joey, like you brought up, this schedule for Alabama, they're going to have some tough road games going forward. Obviously those Phil Knight games are technically neutral, but I would imagine there's probably going to be more of the other team's fans there out in Portland, and just because it's the same week as the Iron Bowl and all that type of stuff going on. And so I think that this first road game is kind of a good opportunity for a young team to kind of get their feet wet in an environment that wasn't as hostile, to play together, to face some adversity, and still come away with the win. We saw Javon Quinterly make his return, which things went downhill for a little bit after he came in, but obviously it's still a good thing overall to see him come back for this team, because he'll be a big piece of it moving forward. And he's somebody that, even though the team has been successful so far without him, he's somebody that has a lot of potential, and you're going to want to be playing well for you when you're playing in the Phil Knight Invitational, opening up against the Michigan State team that beat Kentucky on Tuesday night. When you play Gonzaga in a couple weeks, when you have to go on the road to Houston, another top 5 team. And so, last night was a good start for Alabama on the road, and continuing their good start overall this season. But that'll wrap it up for today's Bama Central 3 and Out. Thank you so much for watching.